once the live stream start, I'm going turn it off.
Yeah,
Well,
you out of sync
I'm
right.
gonna close it out.
Yeah, you out of sync right now.
Okay. I'm good now.
Go ahead, test it again.
Two, 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 two.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws. We got D and Aaron in the building, rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap today. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. Of course, we're going to talk about the Washington football team and a little bit of moves they're trying to make behind the scenes. We're going to talk about all 32 draft. I mean, this week we have the Sports Reality OSS tag team of the NFL draft coming up Thursday. It's going to be live. You can join us here live on Facebook. We got a nice treat planned for y'all. We got some gifts and prizes that we'll be giving out. And, you know, we like to do it big and official. So, but, you know, of course, we're going to get into the draft picks. We're going to get into discussion and what is the word? Analyzation. I guess it's analyzation. Analytics. Yeah. We're going to be looking at the draft picks and telling you who the scrubs and who the cookers are. Bottom line. Before we get into our question of the day, Aaron, I see you got the Creed up there. What is you showcasing today? What cologne is that?
84 degrees a day. You know, we got the Silver Mountain Water, the greatest summertime / springtime fragrance of all time.
Oh, Joe, attract them, huh? Joe. Out of control. Okay. That's what's up. We gonna be trying to showcase a different fragrance each week. You know, of course, for y'all, there's a lot of Bama's ain't even hip to the cologne game, young. They just walking around just with soap and water, young. Don't even know.
Not that half the time.
I'm about to say, smelling right, bro. Smelling real right.
We was talking. Me and Rick was talking about earlier how we used to be hooping at lunch, and then Bama's would be so sweaty after lunch at school.
Didn't care though. We ain't care.
Didn't care, young.
I remember playing football on the blacktop. Remember playing jail ball on the blacktop, man? Tackle Bama's on the asphalt. Yeah.
Never.
Out of control, dog. Out of control, bro. We ain't even cared, though. It was just different back then, yeah. Bama's is so competitive. It was just different. Little note about me. So y'all know a couple of weeks ago I had the wisdom teeth taken out. Then I'm walking around the little replacement jump they gave me. That jump cracked. I was like, jump I'm on a golf course. I'm swinging a golf club, and I was like, because you know you can't eat anything hard. So I'm like, what can I get that's like soft or whatever. So I was like, maybe I'll just do like a little hot dog or something, a little glizzy. So I get a glizzy and I bite the jump and I can hit the jump go like that. I was like, oh snap. I pulled, young, it was the little, what do they call it? Yeah, the little cap jump they put on it, the little temporary crown jump they gave me, jump broke in half. I called the back. Luckily, I wasn't in excruciating pain. So I called them. Dog, these babies made me wait till Monday, dog, before they hit me back. Young, I thought I had an emergency. So I finally went up there today. They got me right. Dr. Hackley, they official. They get you right. Once I came out of the jump, it was a fire in Rockville, dog, on top of one of the buildings, one of the apartment buildings out the jump. There was this big cloud of smoke in the air. I'm like, yeah, what is going on? And I look over and I see a fire just raging. Then you start hearing the sirens and stuff. Jump was just a wild day, dog. It was just a wild day for the kid. Whole bunch of stuff going on. But apparently it was an HVAC situation on top of the building. So, you know, they were able to get it under control. I mean, from the way it looked at me, I thought that jump was finished because it was Blaze, dog. It was Johnny Blaze on top of that jump, heavy. So I'm glad they were able to get the jump out of control. our question of the day. So somebody sent me this this little meme and wanted to have us discuss it on the show. So I'm gonna play the clip and then we can kind of talk about it and you can give your thoughts and we can see what it is. All right, here we go.
You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying,
let me go.
I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right there. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way.
100%.
No, can you have female friends?
Not attractive ones. So no. Let me fix that.
I'm about to say
not superbly attractive ones. So you could be friends with a 7, a 7.5, and nothing cross the line. If it's a drink that's rated at the top of the scale, the first thing you think when you see it is what? Premarital drought in the Herald, of course. Is what? We ain't talking about 2021.
Dog,
what? Keep it real, dog.
Yeah. Dog,
I'm gonna keep it.
I need that.
Ain't no dude gonna be your friend. He not gonna be your friend. First of all, what are y'all doing? Y'all hanging out? Y'all going out? Who paying? What's going on? I'm real talk. I remember this is a long time ago. I would hang out with this girl and we would go out. And when we would go out, I'm paying for the jump. In my mind, I'm thinking the jump a date and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a date. I'm about to, pay for this jump. Woo, woo, woo. So after like 4 or 5 dates went by, I said, hold on, young. I said, what is we doing? I had to ask a question. She was like, we just friends. I was like, oh no, we not. We not friends no more.
You sent her the invoice? For them 4.
I ain't sent her the invoice, dog. That was before my time, dog. Bama's right now, they out of control. I ain't had that luxury, dog. You just had to take your lumps and just keep it moving, dog.
You got 1099 for me.
Dog. Yeah. I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, Steve Harvey keep it in the buck, but apparently they was coming for his neck.
Who was coming for his neck though?
No, I don't
Females
know.
Females or males? That's what I was getting.
It gotta be the youngest, dog.
They want to rewrite men's genome anyway. They want to tell you how you should be, the way you should think, and all this based on how their brain works. So you that's to be expected. That's why he was scared to really answer the question. You saw he was tiptoeing.
You an attractive woman, and then he tried to set it up smooth.
Yeah, the reality is as a male, I don't know how the game is as you get older. I just know when I was younger, because I can't even speak to that. But I know as when I was younger, when you had a female friend, you was always lying in wait. You ever watch a nature show with a lion hide in the brush waiting for that gazelle to just slip up and just pounce it? Like that's how the male thinks. It's like he's waiting for that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To present itself. Oh, don't worry about if a dude like hurts her heart or breaks her heart, he gonna be the rebound dude. He waiting to get rebound skins. Like he waiting for that.
Your friend, dog.
So, unless you're not that attractive, then Bama really want to be your friend.
Right. That's a different scenario. Or if y'all been there, done that, and he don't care to come back for round 2, then maybe y'all be friends at that point. That could be another scenario.
BDR.
There it is.
That on whose side though? On whose side? That's
I didn't get a BDR. Is that possible?
They can.
Why can't they? What if they scans has a is you know, it's a little jungle
That's a
down there. You know what I'm saying?
disqualification. That's different. I mean, just the performance on the field so bad. Like, no, I can't play this game. I need a new venue.
Dog, yeah. They're not trying to be your friend, though. Any youngin talking about he's my friend. Yeah,
Beware.
you don't really understand, or you don't know how men think. That's why when my little daughter get older, I'm gonna talk to her straight and let her know, so at least she can have a sense of awareness. You know what I'm saying?
But you already know a dude can kick game, and all he got most of the time, all you gotta say is one good little joke, something funny, be
Get them keep
charismatic.
Ken.
That's it. Got him, bruh. That's it. The minute a guy sees another male making his woman laugh or making a woman laugh, he's already thinking that he about to slam dunk this jump.
That's how he got it. So he know.
Right.
Like, this nigga using the same game plan I use.
Same playbook, dog.
So that's how I look at it, man. But he
Madden
right though.
97.
Now, when you older, it's a little bit different. When you're older, you're married. That scenario can change itself. But as a single male,
Yeah, but even still, even as a married man, young, I'm not trying to have a whole bunch of female friends, though.
nah. But I'm just talking about
that's not advantageous to my situation, or that's not.
No, not at all. But
it be bammers who be in situations like, young, I can have friends and and be pressed. It's like the difference between having money and getting money. Like, it's bammers who try and get money, and then it's bammers who just have money and they just happen to have. Like, it's just like you can have friends, but trying to
patient, though.
Yeah, you froze, Harold.
Oh,
there
I'm
go.
back.
You back there?
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, it's not worth it, though. Yeah,
I think it's best because you don't know what that situation. I seen Bama's that, sometimes, especially if you work with somebody, y'all think y'all work friends, or that's my work husband, or that's my work wife, and all this type of jokes and games. But probably one long night, y'all drinking together after a long project or something. And next thing you know, man, somebody tiptoe into a bedroom. Like, y'all thought y'all were friends and y'all slipped up. Like, it's too much that can happen when it comes to that, man. So it's very difficult for a man to have a bad youngin as a friend. That is extremely difficult.
Yeah. They're not trying to be your friend, ladies. The Wizards, dog. Can we talk about the Wizards? Aaron, they trying to get in the playoffs.
No, I would love for you to put them wings I asked you last week on the on them making
on the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, they went on an 8-game winning streak. They finally lost in overtime last night. If they get in the playoffs, you said they got to get past the second round for them to be better than what they had.
They're not making the playoffs, first of all. So we fantasizing about, let's say, some flukery happened and these Bamas end up in the AC and then beat the Nets. Is that what we talking about?
Well, they got a play-in game, dog. It's a play-in game. So
this year too?
Yeah, they got the play-in games. They sized
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I mean, they got a chance, though. I mean, they got a legitimate chance. But even if they coming in at AC, they about to get their head smacked. No way they beating Brooklyn.
Sweet.
It's a sweep. It's not even gonna be close. But the thing that I'm concerned about is Scott Brooks.
Yeah, you scared of one more year. That's what you scared of. One more year.
I know that this is the end of his contract, but I also know how Cheap Ted be navigating, dog. And they might just be like, well, let's just do one more year, like, do year by year. You know how they do the lease?
Right.
After your lease over, they just do month by month, Joan.
Right.
They might hit him with let's just do, 2-year deal. You could come here next 2 years, opt out after the first jump. Just something, dog, because they don't have an answer or replacement. And I'm just not. I feel like the further they go, especially if they get the eighth seed, I just think that makes that more plausible because I haven't heard anybody that they're entertaining. I haven't heard any like potential candidates or anything like that. Usually by this time, all that stuff is done come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really optimistic about the future of the franchise, given its current status. But however, I will give Tommy this. The trade for Westbrook is looking like it was the best move because John Wall currently is out for the season. And who knows what his injury is, but he was playing off and on throughout the entire year. And I know they're pretty much out of it, so it really doesn't make sense for him to play. But at the same token, you know, he's dealt with injury all year. Westbrook has been healthy. Westbrook has contributed. Westbrook is, you know, basically on the track to beat Oscar Robinson's triple doubles.
He's back to himself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's played well. I mean, the Bama still can't shoot to save his life, and he's still, you know, a turnover machine in clutch moments. But he's come up big in some moments too. So I mean, it hasn't been all bad with Westbrook. He's actually been, you know, about what I thought he would be coming here to the team, or at expectations, because I expected him to play well. I actually expected the team to be like a 6 seed, so I was completely wrong about that. But if they squeak in the playoffs, it's not all bad. I think, who's the 2nd seed? Is it Philly?
It might be Brooklyn, because Philly and Brooklyn be neck and neck for the one. So it's one of those two. Either way, it's a sweepy sweep. So I love to see how that goalpost be moved, but it's cool.
I think I don't know. I think they could get 1 or 2 games from Philly. I think that they get the Brooklyn, dog. Just go ahead and get the mop, the broom, the vacuum cleaner, everything. Get them up out of here. They done. But I think they could probably steal 2 from Philly, especially with Embiid, his knee not necessarily being 100%. I've liked Gafford for the time he's been playing with us. The team, I mean, if they would have started out this way, we'd probably be having a whole different conversation. But they let so many games slip away from the beginning that now it's just they just trying to claw and get in and make it respectable. Do y'all see?
They let games slip away, or did they start like 5-20 or 25, something like a
something ridiculous, though. I mean, and of course, you know who we putting the blame on is Scott Brooks. He's the blame for this. For them losing so many games at the beginning of the season, that they would like to have back now. You know what I'm saying? If they could get 5 to 10 of those games, it'd be a whole different conversation right now. They'd be a 4, 5, or 6 seed easy in the East. But who y'all got winning the chip? Is it still Brooklyn, or does the Lakers have a chance? Because I mean, word on the street, people talk like the Lakers really is going to come out the West easy. I don't necessarily know that to be the case.
I still got barring injury, of course. If KD healthy, I got Brooklyn.
Well, in other news too on the West, you got the Steph Curry and the Warriors looking like they're going to get matched up against Dame Dollar and the Blazers in the play-in game. So it's going to be like that off break. When you talk about, you know, exciting basketball to watch. I've actually liked this season because it's shortened. So, you know, I feel like we've gotten through the season a whole lot faster. But, you know, of course they was playing a bunch of back-to-backs and it was just kind of rough on the players. But I mean, from a fan standpoint, it was lovely. On to some football. Every year we kind of do the NFL mock draft, but because we're doing a live draft this year, but we're going to go through all 32 teams and the players and trades, whatever happened. You know, this year I decided to do a little something different. We'll go through the first round of the draft, and just like the teams talk about needs, maybe potential players, things that the teams will probably need to do. And that's what we'll do as far as like our mock draft is concerned this year. I mean, of course, we already know the Jaguars at number 1. They go on Trevor Lawrence. Is there any way that they trade that pick?
No, sir. Didn't somebody say that they already got him the playbook? That was rumored that they gave him the playbook.
Right, Bama got the iPad. I already know the playbook.
Right.
So it ain't no reneging on that.
No, sir.
Now the bias, he gonna be a Jaguar.
Right. Or pull a Eli Manning. The only thing I guess that's really, we all know that the way they're talking, these quarterbacks are going to fly off the board in the first 5 picks. It's a matter of who's going to go after Lawrence. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's really what I want to see, because we all know where he's going to go. He's going number 1, but where is the kid from Ohio State going to go? Where is Trey Lance going to go? You know what I'm saying? Where's the kid from BYU going to go? It's just, I want to see how that plays out. And if all the rumors about Mac Jones is even true, about him going to the 49ers, that's the quarterback they coveted, and that's why they kind of gave up their cachet to move to number 3. So that's what I want to see, is who's going to be that next quarterback. Because this right here makes and breaks franchises. Ask the Chicago Bears, you know what I'm saying, what they did a couple years ago. So I'm excited, man. I'm ready for it. And those are the ones I want to see, these quarterbacks. They love them quarterback like it. Now I'm asking y'all a question. Do y'all believe this is like the year of the quarterback? Because they're treating it as this is like one of the top quarterback classes, with you talking about 5 going off maybe in the first, 5 or 6 picks. Do y'all believe that this is the year of the quarterback for this draft?
I mean, I think it's a fairly decent quarterback class, if you ask me.
It's 2 busts, a project quarterback. I think Trevor Lawrence is basically lifting the tide for all of the other quarterbacks because of how highly he's rated. We talking about one of the top quarterback prospects. We talking about with Luck and with John Elway, Peyton Manning, those caliber of players coming out of college. I think because of that, it's going to raise, of course, the level of the class. But I think there's a lot of reaches that's taking place in this draft in particular, because quarterbacks aren't as big of a you're not necessarily tied to quarterbacks as much as you have been in the past, where it would set your franchise back 5 years. Teams are drafting the quarterback, and if they don't like them, they just toss them to the
That's true too. Yeah.
So the way people are treating quarterbacks this year, I just feel like it's different compared to the way it's been done over the most of the history of the modern NFL.
Yeah, they're treating this class like it's the draft that had Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers, and
it's not that. But I like Trey Lance. Lance is
he's a prospect though.
Yeah,
he's not playing this year.
At least he shouldn't.
Right, and there aren't these other like super blue chip players coming out this year either, like there normally is in other drafts. Like there isn't a Myles Garrett, there isn't a Chase Young. Like there aren't a bunch of those other players at other positions. Even left tackle, they're kind of, I feel like, reaching to make whoever the top 2 left tackles are pop. But there aren't those other usual positions like left tackle, pass rusher, maybe even cornerback. Like Patrick Surtain, I think is good, but he's not super elite, top 5 prospect type corner, if you get what I'm saying.
But every year it's going, because you got to pick from who you get to pick from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People will get elevated. When I went to CUC, it was a whole bunch of bum jumps there, and everybody was looking at the bum jumps like, "Young, she tough." I'm like, dog, she's a bum. Go over to Maryland, you like, oh, what's going on? So it just is different, dog. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Right, it's like the housing market before the bubble pop. Bama's were buying raggedy houses for like $1 million, $500,000 that had no business being that high, bro. That's how this draft's gonna be. People are gonna get players they shouldn't get as high as they are, but they have to, because that's what the market's gonna, how it's gonna predict these players getting drafted. I still feel like Kyle Pitts, in my opinion, when I watch this film again, that joke is crazy sick. I think after the quarterbacks, I feel like he the next dude that's like game changer.
Like
Jamar Chase
elite.
is there too.
You said who?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar
Jamar
Chase.
Chase.
Yeah. He's sick
Yeah.
But
too.
he didn't play last year, so it kind of
Right.
It's not fresh.
Oh, he's a good.
Yeah. Jets at 2. Are they gonna go with the quarterback from Ohio State?
Hell no. They want that white boy from Utah.
No way. The
They've been recruiting
BYU
over him
back?
for 3
I mean
months.
BYU, the BYU kid.
From Utah.
Ellie?
Yeah, the state of Utah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they take.
So the
I
Jets going quarterback. What's the Bama's name? What's his name?
Oh,
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
The Jets are going to pick Zach Wilson?
I can see it.
That's why they the Jets, though. They wouldn't be the Jets without this.
You're right.
It's one team that's kind of shocking us with the dumb move they're about to make, but we're not surprised by the Jets at all.
Okay, so Jets go dumb. Jaguars got their quarterback locked up. San Francisco moved up, did everything, dog. Sold the farm to get the 3 to get who? Not a running back.
They all talking about the kid from Alabama, Mac Jones. That's what they saying. That's the
no way San Francisco gonna pick Mac Jones, dog. No way they gonna mortgage the future for this Bama here who eating cheeseburgers and can't even get right.
This is Mr. Trubisky draft all over again, dog. All over again.
Dog, it's no way they pick Mac Jones is gonna fall, dog. It's no way he goes 3.
But Kyle got a lot of boyfriends in the media, so when they say something, it's usually cemented because of the relationship he has, because of his father, and because he played at Texas. With he got relationships where when they say something, that came straight from Kyle's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he's the most smart Bama in the history of the league, like smarter than Belichick, and has the ultimate hoodwink going on, they taking that joke.
It's no way you can convince me that they about to take Mac Jones, dog.
Yeah, I have a hard time too grasping with that going with him going.
It don't
number
make
3.
sense, dog. He's not accomplished enough to be like that guy.
I think this is going to be a big part of Kyle's legacy as a head coach too. I get that he went to the Super Bowl. I get that, but they missed the playoffs last year. I know they had a lot of injuries. This decision is going to decide whether he's Norv Turner or really a legitimate head coach. Because if they get this Bama in there and he come out here and end up being like Matt Leinart or something like that, that's going to set the franchise. Dog, it's going to set him back.
He come out Matt Leinart, dog. Somebody got to lose their job, dog.
I think Matt Leinart was a better prospect coming out. That's the thing, though. Like I don't see what they see in Mac Jones. I don't see it.
Somebody got to lose their job, dog. There's no way.
It's going to be
so they're going to pick him over Justin Fields, who has way more upside,
and Trey Lance.
Wow. Okay. All right. Then you got the Atlanta Falcons at 4. They locked up Matt Ryan for another 2 years, so it's not likely they go quarterback, potentially, but not likely. Seeing that they just gave that Bama more money and look like they're going to try one more go at it.
Yeah.
They're going to trade that pick. I think the 4th pick is going to get moved.
Okay. So they're going to trade it to who? Is it the Bears going to try to get up there and redeem themselves?
That would make sense. Detroit, I can see, even though they ended up with what's your boy name?
Start with a J. Golf.
Washington, I don't think could get up that high, even though I think they will want to. Somebody mentioned, I think Rick mentioned earlier, something that I hadn't even thought about, which was, Brandon Sheriff's on the franchise tag. I know they don't have necessarily the picks to make capital to get up that high, but adding Brandon Sheriff as a part of a trade with your 1 and maybe another 1, that could definitely get you further up than I probably saw before Rick mentioned that.
That is a good thought. I mean,
Eric Flowers coming back.
Eric Flowers coming back. He did well at guard. Matter of fact, he did better than Brandon Sheriff, in my opinion. And I mean, he not no left tackle, but the Bama played guard pretty solid.
He never been a left tackle. Never.
So that will make it interesting. I mean, you raise a good point. If they're trying to look for capital to kind of sweeten the deal, he would be perfect.
Yeah, and I don't think they can get up to 4. Let's be clear. I do think, however, they might be able to get up to 9 or 8, Paul.
Okay.
Right. With that player. Okay. He's a Pro Bowl guard.
Give away a second and the Sheriff.
Now you got to give Sheriff a 1 and another 1 or maybe a 2 next year.
Just to get the 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19.
That's only if the quarterbacks is still there. If the quarterbacks is gone, then it really ain't. You could throw Sheriff in my left shoe out there and move up to 9. So
the key is the Mac Jones pick. Like if Mac Jones doesn't go 3 and one of the black quarterbacks end up going, I think that's going to shrink up the quarterback market for the first round because teams aren't going to jump up to get Mac Jones. But if Mac Jones, who is not a first round pick to me, ends up going in the top 3, that knocks everybody else down.
Yeah, and that's
better players. So
right,
going to be the pick to watch is that 3.
Because I could even see Atlanta going maybe Kyle Pitts at 4. I'm really high on Kyle Pitts. I could see him going, and I never considered that about a tight end, but I could see him going top 4, like to Atlanta.
More help for Matty Ice,
bruh. He's always had help. That's the thing.
Always though.
Kyle Pitts go to Atlanta. That just dog. Julio. Apparently, Julio might be on the trading block.
Right.
They say not, but
it makes sense to move him though.
Yeah.
After June 1st, of course, you can't move him before the draft, but
yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what they end up doing. But I think the first 4, I'm with y'all. Cincinnati at 5. Do they go old tackle or do they go and get another weapon?
I say you go get him a weapon. Jamar Chase, I think
that's his boy.
You got to.
That is his boy. Yeah.
Because go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Aaron. So you believe when you're talking about the wide receivers, you believe Jamar Chase is the cream of the crop. Is that what you're saying?
In this draft, and would have been last year in that draft.
Okay.
I think you have to support. What's the boy name? Just towards ACL last year, the quarterback.
We know you're talking about. He's terrible with names.
Complete. Yeah,
whatever the boy from LSU last year.
Yeah, don't ask me. I meet a Bama today. Young, what's his name? Man. I just call.
I can see them reaching for a tackle because of the O-line situation. Like I could see that, but I think from a value standpoint, you got to take Jamar Chase because I don't think you're going to have a chance to pair him with another receiver like that, Joe Burrow.
Right.
I don't think you'll be able to pair him with another receiver like that through the draft if your team is getting better every year. You would have to.
And they already right. I agree with you. And they already have a rapport from their collegiate years, so it makes sense to. And then you lost AJ Green too.
You think that they need that more than somebody to protect the quarterback?
But that's where the value comes. At the top of the draft, you cannot draft for need. That's how you end up with a Brandon Sheriff, a Eric Flowers, Mitchell Trubisky, Mac. Like some of these guys who get drafted, and Washington is famous for that. They draft need. Like the teams that get really, really, really good outside of the Patriots because their draft is terrible. You stockpile talent like Dallas did with the receiver last year. You take the best guy you could get, and then eventually after 2 or 3 years, you end up with a lot of talent. I'd rather have multiple guys at one position stacked versus reaching for guys and hoping and praying every year that the position that you need ends up being.
All that pressure on this Bama to block the whole world. He jumping turnstile.
They got money. Go buy somebody. Go make a trade for an established tackle. But as far as drafting, you got to take the guys you know are going to be hits in the league. And I don't think either one of these tackles are guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay. 6, you got Miami Dolphins sitting there. They then got their money back from Philly. Do they stay there? Word on the street that they already, and I don't know how true this is because sometimes the media just be slicing stuff just to try to they try to like basically incite stories
Mhm.
by putting this stuff out there. But word on the street is that they already considering going away from Tua. That hasn't been, the team has not said that at all, or put forth that information. But you know how they sources say, do y'all believe that?
I believe anything in the NFL. But I just have trouble believing with the GM and the head coach that they have in Miami that this kind of stuff is leaking to the same old people. It just kind of doesn't add up for me. And he's from the Belichick camp. It just, to me, for him to leak something like that and to devalue a player who they just took, what was it, third overall last year, fourth overall?
Yep.
I
Third.
don't
Yeah.
think that's something that, I think they're smarter than that. And he's shown me that he's one of the more impressive young head coaches I've seen in the last 10 years. So I just don't think they'd be dumb enough to devalue their own player before trying to get rid of him.
Does Miami pick here? And if so, what position do they go?
I think they have 2 first-round picks, so they're super flexible. They don't have to. If the guy they want there, let's say they're looking at the tight end, dropping, just hit the bounce.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts.
Let's say he ends up going to the Bengals or to Atlanta, and they say, okay, we don't have the player that we want. They had the flexibility to move back or take the best player available because they've been stockpiling picks the last 2 years. So they have the ultimate flexibility. But I do think go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I would even say they can get one of the wide receivers. I think they need to give some talent to Tua.
This Jones has wide receivers. This crop has wide receivers.
Yeah, and at the top, and you talked about just now with Burrow and his relationship with Jamar Chase, they can link up Devontae Smith with Tua because they were partners in Alabama. And I remember watching Devontae Smith on tape the year before, and I was like, man, who is this Smith guy? I mean, he was making plays all over the field. Cooking.
Was the third Bama, dog.
Right.
Still cooking.
And I was like, who is this? So, I mean, it could be either him or it could be Waddle. You know what I'm saying? Because some have him above Devontae Smith. They said if he would have played his entire season, that he might have put up better numbers because he adds a special teams element, and he has burners too. So either one of those guys can go to Miami and they can link him up with Tua. So that could be like a marriage that was broken and now it's back.
I mean, that's definitely plausible. Detroit at 7.
Anything.
Everything.
Anything they can get it, the best prospect available. They may go Penny Sewell. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see them going O-line, being real conservative. I mean, the thing is, I couldn't be a GM, dog, because I treat it like Madden, dog. I hate wasting picks on Bama's like tackles and guard type Bama's. I'll be on free agency all day trying to get them Bama's, dog. I'm getting wide outs, running backs.
You get skill positions. Yeah, you get skill positions.
Corners, safeties, linebackers, like Bama's who make a difference immediately.
Sell jersey. That's what I want.
Yeah, exactly, dog. Exactly. As soon as they get picked, jersey sales going up through the roof. Carolina Panthers at 8. They got Sammy Darnold. Now, do they get him some weapons? I mean, he has Robbie Anderson. They got Moore.
DJ
Moore. DJ Moore. They got what's running back, the fake white running back. What's his name?
Yeah. We supposed to be covering the NFL. We don't know nobody.
Dog, we lose all our credibility, dog. Don't worry. We gonna be on point when the show starts. McCaffrey, yeah.
I don't know that Sam Darnold's his guy. And with him just coming from college and running still a variation of that college wide open system, if here we go again. If what's my boy name? Justin Fields still on the board when they pick at 8, I think you have to take a serious look at him.
I like Justin Fields at Carolina under Matt Rule and that system.
Perfect place for him.
Yeah, I think he would do well.
Yeah, he has the athleticism that is necessary for that offense. And I just hated the fact that he did a second pro day. I didn't like that at all. I felt like he was what that showed me, not the fact that he did it. It was the fact that he listened to what all the chatter
the pressure.
was.
He let the pressure get to him.
Yeah. So when he gets into the league, is he gonna be one of those guys that because people are
Well, if he
chattering?
don't go to no big city, no big space, if he was here, then it'd be a rap city in the basement. Here, what other place? Dallas,
Jets.
Jets.
The
Like
Jets, yeah, New
it's
York,
just
yeah.
too much.
I got a question.
But in Carolina, he could be that Bama could live free.
I think with Sam Darnold starting and everybody going to see him the first 4 to 6 games of the season, I think it's going to be nothing but uphill for whoever comes in after that. I believe the evaluation is the evaluation. The Jets are the Jets, but they are not the reason that they're not the whole reason that he wasn't what everybody said he was going to be in the league. Mm-hmm. So I think once they get a look at him and see, okay, he might be solid, but he's not the guy going forward. You're not going to extend him and he's not going to be your quarterback for 10 years. I think that will help if they end up drafting whoever the quarterback is with the 8th pick.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I still feel like the guy that I saw on film at USC is the guy that I saw with the Jets. And I think it only got amplified because of he was with the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets stink, though.
So it just made it worse. Because those same bugaboos he had at USC, it just was just worse with the Jets. Like you said, the Jets are just jetting. So I don't know, but I can see what you're saying though. Mm-hmm. But I could see them going for a quarterback. I think if Justin Fields is here, if he falls,
gotta look at
it'd be hard pressed that they don't pull that trigger.
I think they would. If Justin Fields is at 8, a team is on the horn trying to move up.
Yeah, yup.
And if him and Trey Lance is still on the board,
that's it.
On the phone, make a call.
Yeah, it's a lot of phones ringing. Denver at 9. What they gonna do?
They look like they need a quarterback because they're not sold on Locke. They just came out. The news was they're not sold on Drew Lock as their starter. So I could see them going Trey Lance or Justin Fields if they're available.
Dog, these Bama's playing shuffleboard with quarterbacks over that jump. Wasn't it Flacco a year ago? Who they had the other year?
Oh, they did. They had Paxton Lynch and
these
it just
can't get right.
Can't get a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
trash at evaluating quarterback.
Yeah,
they had what was it, Seaman? Trevor Siemian
started.
Oh yeah,
Siemian. Yeah, that Bama was nice. Bama back up. Dallas Cowboys at 10. I feel like the Cowboys could pick somebody on the O-line or the D-line. They need rushers. They need cornerbacks.
They need defense, and they do need O-line as well. Yeah.
I can see Surtain going here. I can see
that's tough.
One of the tackles going here. If Kyle Pitts for some magic reason falls to 10.
No, sir. No, sir.
We're gonna rebuke that, dog. Off break, we're gonna just rebuke that. Nah, champ.
I mean, let's say quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
That knocks a lot of Bama's down, dog.
It does.
Picking at 20, they picking at 10.
Yeah, you're right. But not Kyle Pitts. That Bama's the first Bama non quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
So you got to tell me either 4 through 8, he not gonna get picked. Heck no, he gonna get picked unless the Bama something come out right before the draft like they always do. Bama got bud fall out of his ear. You already know, dog. Got the bong pipe in his hand. You know.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if y'all watched. Aaron, I don't know if you watched the Kyle Pitts film. I could see that Harold watched it based on his response. But bruh, I'm trying to tell you this. He made Surtain look like a little kid when they played Alabama last year. The way he was just mossing them. And it's just like, and everybody would say he's the top corner, one of the top corners in this draft. Mm-hmm. And he made him look silly. I don't care who was guarding him. He made him look silly.
Dog, the Bama hands on 99, dog. The Bama catch everything. He don't look super fast to me, but the Bama be getting away from Bama's every time. Dog, Bama's short-handed.
If he
He
there
run
10,
crispy routes,
if he there 10, start crying now.
big body,
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on
big
that.
body.
For 10 years.
No, first of all, that offense gonna be sick. I'm doing my fantasy draft. I'm getting every last player they got on their squad, dog, because
Except Zeke.
that team gonna be unreal. Yeah, he the best like receiving option, period. Like in this draft. So
The best tight end since coming out or regarded since that boy from Maryland, the crazy one that was here like 2 years ago.
Vernon Davis.
Vernon Davis. Because you remember Vernon Davis ran that 4.3 and Bama's
Vernon,
went wild.
that's
Right.
wow. But Vernon Davis' hands was 50-50.
That's
Not
the
at
problem.
Maryland. In the league they was, but at Maryland,
He could basket catch at Maryland. There ain't nobody gonna really contest.
Sean Hill was throwing the ball,
Bama was unreal too. He was like bigger than everybody. Like it was unreal, dog. Bama bench press like 50 times to 225. He was a superhuman strength type Bama. But that's what I'm saying. This dude, Kyle Pitts, and not to give away like some of the comparisons, but like he's like Antonio Gates meets who else did I have him compared to? I think I had Antonio Gates. Oh, with what's the Bama over with the 49ers? What's that Bama name? George Kittle. He's Kittle and Gates together. He got speed and mobility like Kittle, but he got hands like Gates. Gates going to the Hall of Fame, dog. So that's the Bama unreal. Your Giants D at 11. What they gonna do?
Trey Lance.
That's what Aaron. You wish that is never gonna happen, bro.
Even if Trey Lance was there, they wouldn't do it.
That's what like. Does it not make sense to take him if he's still there?
No, listen. You talking to we three black brothers on here with eyes and to see. That media over there, dog, we talk about it all the time. When stuff that is not related to football comes into play, then you already know the answer, dog. They're not doing that.
No.
Under no circumstance.
I can tell you right now, if the Giants did that, I'm gonna look to the sky and see if it's gonna crack open. If they were to draft Trey Lance.
How would you feel with your evaluating eyes? Would you be happy? I know you wouldn't be blown. I feel like
I wouldn't. No, I agree with you on that 100%. I ain't gonna be blown at all. I'm like, dang, yeah.
But you'll be blown at the mismanagement, though.
I would say this. I think I would say this. They're trying to give, because Gettleman drafted him, and then of course, what's the name came the following year, Joe Judge. So Joe Judge wasn't into his drafting. So I would say that this is Daniel Jones' year, and I think that's why they went out and did all they did in free agency offensively to prove that he can be the franchise quarterback. Because if he's not this year, then they will be probably in the market for a quarterback. But right now, I think they're going to do everything they can, like they did for Matt Ryan in Atlanta, same deal, to make him prove that he cannot be the franchise quarterback. I'd just be shocked. And I think if any of those wide receivers or if Kyle Pitts somehow magically falls down that ladder, which I highly doubt that, but if Devontae Smith or Waddle was there, or the kid from LSU was there, I just feel like they would draft one of those guys, even though we do need line like a edge rusher. I just feel like those wide receivers are better prospects than the edge rushers that are there. That's just my opinion. And so that's what I'd be looking to see as another offensive weapon to be drafted.
If he was black, though, Daniel Jones was black, they'd be drafting a quarterback. There to challenge him, to try to build
put a fire underneath him.
Put a fire. That's what they always put a fire. We're not ready to name our starter like the Eagles is doing. Those idiots. No, first of all, we're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them because they might have the dumbest
head coach you see conference
I ever seen in my life, dog. This Bama is sorry, I can't say the R word. This Bama is challenged severely. The Philadelphia Eagles is at 12. They said that they're not ready to name their starter at the quarterback position. They got what's my name?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, dog. I need to get coke with Galoba.
You can't even say the word, bro. You definitely need it.
No, Jalen Hurts. Why are they doing that to my man, dog?
That's how they operate when it's us, dog. They don't.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how other teams will draft a quarterback or think they're going to draft a quarterback and move all other options away. You see the Jets sent Sam Darnold, first round pick ass, out of there just to make sure that whatever he needed to be was going to be best case scenario. So when it comes to black people, they feel like you niggas got to earn it. Like you guys strive when it's struggle and when, you know what I mean, when stuff ain't good. That's how y'all are built. It's really like a subconscious way that they look at us, and it really applies.
It's so crud, dog. Because why not just get Bama all the confidence in the world? We behind you. You are a starter. Woo, 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 woo. Like, you don't think Bama's going to do better with that kind of energy behind him?
Right.
That's because the head coach also doesn't have the leadership. He doesn't have the leadership or authority over the team because whoever he names, he's stuck with. You could always say Jalen is a starter, but if somebody outperforms him and can't, say, you know what? We watched these Bamas and this dude right here is balling, so we got to give him a shot. But he doesn't have that in him, like Ron Rivera did.
Yo, this dude
ain't got to leak that he's a dummy, but you could pull the rug from under Bama and be like, this dude playing better.
Let me tell you something. The Jeff Lurie, that's the GM on the team?
Yeah, the GM.
GM,
I think it's a GM.
Yeah. Dog, this his man. This his man. The dude he hired as his head coach, the GM, why? This is man, dog. Because there's no way in the world, dog, that you can tell me that this man has the credentials or
the interview skills, dog.
The interview skills to win me over, to be like, you know what, this is the guy I want to choose to run my over the dude that they had who was Doug Peterson. Over Doug Peterson, you kick Doug Peterson out. So one, you want a Bama you can control. So this dude you can control. But this dude is a complete idiot, dog. He's an idiot, and everybody knows it. And if we know it, and we not even close to the Bama, what you think the player is going to do?
I think the main issue is Howie Roseman. It's the same kind of situation that reminds me.
That's him.
With Jay and what's that other asshole that was leaking the information about Day? Bruce Allen. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback, like, you can't have holdovers from old regimes, whether it be quarterback, GM, or head coach, when you're blowing things up. If you make a move at one of those top two positions, in my opinion, you got to clean house, because there's always going to be the guys who are, oh, this was my man, y'all got rid of him, that's still in the building. And it's always going to be a mess. And then people passive aggressively trying to prove it's not my fault, or it's my fault, I should get the credit. And when you don't fully clear house with this stuff like this, it ends up being a mess every time. Every time.
So Jalen Hurts Young is in a no-win situation.
And that's the part I feel so bad. I feel like he proved to be able to play the game of football, obviously, at the NFL level last year. And he was, and he was drafted in the second round. To me, they got a steal by getting him in the second round and then being able to focus on other positions, because their O-line is old as Methuselah. They need to get O-line help. They need defensive help. That team just needs help. They need wide receiver help. And to me, to look at another quarterback to challenge Jalen Hurts, it just doesn't make sense.
Who's going to be a rookie?
Right, in the early rounds, it doesn't make any sense at all to me. And so,
and you gotta think about it like this, right? Aaron, you know what it's like. D, you know what it's like. You playing on a team, right? And then you got a guy who's been on the bench. He finally get in the game. Bama start cooking, dog. And you like, yes, young, we should have been had this Bama in, dog. I don't know why he was on the bench, only getting 15 minutes. The Bama come on, score 20 in 15 minutes. Like, let the Bama start and everything like that. So then finally at the end, they're like, yeah, we're gonna start such and such, boom, 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 boom. And then next season, the coach, you get the team together, like, yeah, we got our first game. And then you see all these new Bamas on the team. You're like, yeah, what? It's like, oh yeah, we're not gonna start him. And it's like, dog, this Batman, we know this Batman can give us 15 and 20. Like, all the players gonna start looking at you like, what is you doing, bro? Like, who is this dude? And they be like, nah, we want to. And then when you seeing the practices and you trying to force your way because you want people to like subscribe to your idea and your thought of how stuff is supposed to be, and you running your system, and then Batman's can't run your system, so you mad at them and you like, oh, you're not running my system. I'm gonna find somebody to replace you, and then you put these. It's just all bad, dog. And Jalen's in a no-win situation because he's not established enough to just be calling out the funny business. Like, he really needs to ally somebody who is established in the organization to be like, this is not fair or this, whatever. But he black.
I can
go ahead, D.
No, I could even see them trying to trade Hurts if they were to get a quarterback that fell to them.
Come on down. Come on down. We give you Sheriff, my left shoe, Steve Harvey book. Come on down. We'll take him, dog, in a heartbeat. Yeah. So who knows what the Philadelphia's Eagles going to do? The Chargers at 13.
I think they're pretty well set on offense. I think they'll probably need some help in the secondary because they just released 2 cornerbacks, one of them being the starter, and probably need help at safety because the boy can't stay healthy from Florida State.
Yeah. He's a beast, but yeah.
They'll probably be looking at secondary help, in my opinion.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings, 14. Kirk Cousins. Kirk.
Maybe O-line help.
O-line. See them going linebacker, corner. Their corners is aging out. 15. You said what?
Well, help. Figure it out. Is that Super Bowl window closed or not?
I think it's barely cracked.
Yo, the Super Bowl window, that joint boarded up, dog. You got wood plates over top of that joint. That joint on Baltimore Row House, dog.
Like a tsunami about to hit, bro.
Baltimore Row House, dog. That joint finished. New England Patriots at 15. When the last time that was picked? 15.
That's high, right?
No, and it probably should be high, honestly. They won too many games down the stretch.
Either Justin Fields or Trey Lance, which I don't think will be the case. But if they're there, I think New England pulls the trigger.
I can see that. And I can see them go on the offense too, because they're in dire need of offense, and they have been for years. But they draft offense so horribly. I mean, everybody talks about Tom Brady and, of course, the 2 tight ends, Gronkowski, and then, of course, they had the other kid from Florida. What's his name?
Murder Man. You talking about her name?
Yeah. So I just feel like when it comes to that, they're just need wide receiver help. If they can get one of those guys, if they're available that low, they should make a move on one of those guys too, in my opinion. If it's like Devontae Smith or Waddle, I can see them going with one of those.
Patriots definitely need a wide receiver, dog. They struggling.
And they had 8 players sit out last year. So they're going to get significantly better this year, too.
Yeah. Arizona Cardinals at 16. They look like they was going to the playoffs and everything and just kind of crumbled down the stretch. Definitely O-line. Bama Kyler Murray was doing a rack of scrambling.
Yeah, his legs move at a different frame rate.
Yeah. But then he started taking hits at the end of the year, and then jumped
this time. His body, man. I don't know if he can hold up.
Yeah. Raiders at 17. Defense. Most likely.
Defense,
yeah. Miami at 18. They back. I guess whatever they don't get at 6.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're in a position to just take best player available. They've been killing it in free agency. So, best player available.
Then you got Washington at 19.
What y'all gonna do, man?
They have to go inside linebacker if they have to stay at 19. If they're not drafting up to get a quarterback or one of the guys doesn't magically fall to them, they have to get an inside linebacker.
Yeah, Micah, is he the top dude?
Michael Parsons. You think he's gonna fall to? He could fall to 19, maybe, but
he could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who I like though. Nick Bolton. I like Nick Bolton, dog. That Bama be striking. He just around the ball, a ball hawk. He just like, I feel like his attitude, you add him with the players that we got, he a problem, dog. I know Michael Parsons, they got him as the top Bama because he fast. He can go sideline to sideline, all that good stuff.
Got that 4.3 speed, yeah.
4.3 speed. But when you just talk about like a tackling machine, that's what we need, young. We need Bama's just wrap up tackle every time. It's a tackle. That Bama Nick Bolton, dog, everything.
Trust
Bama tackle.
Yeah, and play in front of you because the linebackers they have are so tentative. They react slow.
Yeah, like they just be a head like late, like Now the Bama not gonna get no. He ain't gonna have pick sixes and all that. Like he not terrible in coverage and that, but the Bama just like he get to the ball quick. He make decisions quick. He strike, and like Bama's ain't slipping out of his foot, and you know what I'm saying. Like Michael Parsons, he's the flashy. Going to hit you, standing, oh, yeah. Everybody, he got the athleticism and all that stuff. But I'm about the lunch pail, get to work, especially with like
Aaron don't like them people.
I know you don't like the dog, but there's certain positions on the field. You want a lunch pail Bama, dog. The Bama tackle like 100, you got 100.
That's the only lunch pail Bama I want.
Just the guard.
A guard, that's it.
Dog, this Bama causing fumbles and fumble recoveries and stuff.
It ain't a lunch pail. That's a playmaker.
You're right. He got playmaking in him, dog. To me, he seemed like his attitude seemed like a Pittsburgh type dude. So
that'll work because they kill it at linebacker.
Yeah, I'm just saying he got Pittsburgh like this Bama just a dog, like so. But we'll see if 19 what the Washington football team does. Chicago Bears at 20. I don't think they bid 20. I think they make a move to try to trade up to get one of those quarterbacks. But if one of those quarterbacks do fall, they don't have a choice, though, because Matt Nagy, you're on the clock.
For real.
And that's where I think it gets tricky, drafting a quarterback when you don't know that your head coach is going to be your head coach. We've seen it a million times before. So is the GM going to allow him to coach a different quarterback or waste that year of a quarterback learning an offense that he's not going to be in the next year? That's where I think it gets super tricky.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Indianapolis Colts, they got their quarterback, at least for the interim. They got Colts got a solid team, dog. Overall, they got a solid team.
AFC Championship game, I'm calling it now.
Oh, Carson Wentz in the NFC Championship?
He's back. He's going to be back.
Yeah, they got a squad, dog. I think they could just go best player available, honestly.
Got to.
If Jalen Phillips were to fall, I could see them try to get. I think he's one of the better like pass rushing 4-3 defensive ends in this draft out of Miami. I think he's better than the other kid out of Miami. It's just, he has some injury stuff, but I would really like to see. I could see them drafting somebody on defense. At this position, because I feel like the top wide receivers at this point are going to be gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say. They also need receiver really bad.
They could go with the kid with Minnesota too at wide receiver. He got speed. There's a lot of receivers with like super fast speed in this draft. So.
Then you got Tennessee Titans at 22. They'll probably go offensive line reluctantly. Or defense corner. Their defense was getting ran through this year, so I wouldn't be surprised they got somebody on defense. Then you got the Jets again.
Anything. The Jets just need everything, man. You can't even name a position. Just whatever's available, they just need to draft it.
They don't have a single first-round draft pick on their team other than Becton from like the last 8 years, something crazy.
Yeah.
So
that's terrible. That's terrible. Pittsburgh Steelers at 24. Word on the street, they looking at Najee Harris,
I could see that
running back.
because they
He
did.
fits.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They lost
Connor.
Connor. Yeah.
I could see that.
And he fits their kind of, it reminds me of that old school Jerome Bettis type Pittsburgh Steelers that would just out physical you. You know what I mean?
He got a little bit of Trent Richardson in him though.
At the line of scrimmage, and he got a little tiptoe action.
Yeah, I just, you know how Trent Richardson was a beast. Then the Bama came to the league. He like played 1 year and was like solid. Then the Bama just went to balled up trash, dog. But he couldn't even get, that Bama averaged like the lowest yards per carry almost in NFL history. That Bama was like 2.3 yards a carry. It was bad.
It was a crazy fall off because he was a cooker at Alabama.
Cooker.
You just got to be careful when Bama's can Debo and man-child the rest of the opponents. You don't know how that necessarily translates to the league because you're definitely not going to be able to do that. Other than Adrian Peterson, nobody just comes to the league and man-child grown.
No, what's his name came to and was man-child and Bama's though.
Ooh.
From Tennessee.
Titans.
Oh, yeah, Derrick Henry.
Derrick
That Bama's 6'4", 280. You know, that's
right.
That Bama Derrick Henry is unreal. So
that was a tight end playing running back. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars. They get the pick again at 25 from the Rams.
Dang.
They probably go O-line. You getting a quarterback, gang. You trying to make it easy peasy for this man.
Yeah, I'm going O-line or tight end here.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns at 26. They got a couple options.
Yeah, I think O-line will help them.
D-line. Add another pass rusher.
Interior for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got so many weapons across their team in terms of talent is.
Yeah, they got
it. Yeah.
They got the skill positions, but no lunch pails.
Yeah. So then you got the Baltimore Ravens at 27. Wide receiver.
Gotta be. Or a tight end. Like, you got to do something on offense. It's got to start to look like an NFL, at least an NFL roster on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is the year where Lamar Jackson has to really come into his own in terms of like passing the ball more.
Well, he
effectively.
He's not calling his own plays.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about effectively. When I watch him play, and I'm not going off what anybody else, but when I watch him play, he will miss some targets. We know he has the arm and all that stuff, but sometimes his accuracy is just like, man, come on, man. You can do better than that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I just feel like they're calling this offense to be primarily run oriented, but if they expect to go to the chip, they're going to have to open up the offense and allow him to pass. Give him an opportunity to show that he can pass because
if they
you said what?
Or that he can't. You got to allow him to be able to fail.
Yeah.
You can't you can't. I get building an offense around a player's strengths, but when some of these people get too smart for themselves and try to hide an entire facet of an offense, you can't do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. They have to open it up. They can't sit there. They're not going to run their way to the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. They're going to have to pass the ball. Hollywood Brown, I don't care who they draft for wide receiver or who they get. They still got the you said what?
They need to be the ones calling to get Julio.
Yeah. They do need to be calling to get Julio.
How many passes he going to get? How many passes he going to get in a year? 5?
He's going to get. You got Julio. It's automatic. He changed the game plan because the offensive coordinator don't want to hear Julio's mouth. Like,
is he really talk? No. When he
getting paid the bread,
he ain't gonna say nothing. Even though he get 100 touches a year, guaranteed. He's not gonna be one of those receivers that's on the sideline crying and bitching.
Yeah, and pouting and stuff. Yeah, that's not his MO.
I'm saying the money deem he get passes and targets though. You can't have a Ferrari in the garage and just chilling and don't drive it ever.
I feel you, but they've tried. They brought what's the name from Dallas. He came out of retirement.
Stop. We're not even gonna put him in the same conversation as Julio, dog.
I'm not. I'm just saying they've tried to get
They
other
could have got
weapons.
me. I could have did that.
Bro, but the thing is, Hollywood Brown barely gets catches. And then, of course, I think the tight ends are more important than anything than the wide receivers. Go ahead.
They are. But
What you
that
saying, Aaron?
offense ain't gonna win the chip.
I was saying Hollywood Brown, Rick side. Like that's his number.
Yeah, but so is Antonio Brown, though.
Oh,
Antonio Brown, Rick's side.
Antonio Brown is a goat. That's bad with
He
Hollywood
is.
Brown.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he's a beast. But I'm talking about in terms of his size, though. He ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Antonio a different animal. That Bama partially the word Harold I'm trying to say. He's just different.
Yeah. New Orleans Saints. Where they going? No more Drew Brees.
Running back. No.
Yeah, I can see them going offense.
Mm-hmm. Running back. It makes sense.
I think they're also one of those teams that can kind of do best. They don't have any glaring needs that I can think of off the top of my head, other than maybe quarterback, depending on how that experiment works out. But I don't see them taking a quarterback here. So I would probably get another running back to pair with Kamara, maybe more of a power back. Tight end, safety, but nothing is super glaring with the Saints, in my opinion.
Green Bay Packers.
DBs, lock in on DBs. That's it. That's all. 7 picks, all DB.
They got some DBs though.
Stop.
They got John Alexander. They got he been playing. He been balling. What's the other Bama they got? They got some Bamas on D, dog. They need linebackers.
Then they don't have no DBs on the whole squad. Did you watch the same games I was watching in the playoffs?
Yeah,
what they DBs was doing?
Yeah, they was getting turnstile. They
don't have a one on that roster.
Yeah. Buffalo Bills. I guess when you get down here, you can just pick whatever you want to pick.
Yeah.
That makes your squad nice.
Right. This is value picking. These are playoff teams.
Mm-hmm. And then Baltimore got another pick at 31, though. So they might can put them 2 picks together and move up.
For what? What would they be targeting if they were to move up?
One of them top wideouts.
I don't think because of Hollywood Brown they can touch Devontae Smith. I don't know that most coaches are smart, especially the Ravens coach, to be able to utilize both of those undersized players.
Yeah, Greg Roman.
Yeah, so I think they need a bigger body possession receiver versus trying to go get another Smurf.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying you see them to go for like a 50-50 wide receiver.
Right. Somebody, especially, when you play with quarterbacks that aren't the most accurate, you want a receiver with a larger radius to be able to make up for some of those passes that aren't going to be necessarily pinpoint every single time.
Mm-hmm.
That margin of error is much bigger with a guy that's 6'3" and a 72-inch wingspan versus, 5'9", 5'10".
Ike bite.
Most of your throws to them are going to be anticipation throws unless they're blowing past somebody.
And then it comes down to the 32 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who kept their team pretty much intact.
They don't need nothing. Them Bama's loaded.
They loaded. But you can never have too many pass rushers, though. That jump always just, you probably going to have a pass rusher available here, too, that you could pick up that could at least contribute.
Somebody's going to slip. Yeah, somebody's going to slip and be right there. And they're going to be the ones that just snatch the Bama up because they don't need anybody to – they brought back all 22 starters, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they re-signed them all. So they're good.
Yep.
They trying to run this thing back.
Run it back. Yeah, that's all the 32 teams in the first round. Of course, we got the draft coming up. Please join us, share the broadcast when we live. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of good stuff planned for y'all. It's not gonna be like this, kinda, but not really. And I'm gonna be in my suit and tie, dressed up real proper. We treating it like the real thing, though. We treating it like the real thing, though. So we're gonna be ready. I'm gonna have, hopefully the Washington football team don't have me Kirk, because I had to shut the broadcast off. These about to do something stupid. But I think we passed them days, though. I think we passed them days. When I was like, when Bruce Allen was here, dog, I used to be like on pins and needles, dog, because this man was known for doing something to jack the money. But yeah, it's always an exciting time watching the draft, because it's always stuff we don't anticipate or see happening. And, it's definitely sheer entertainment. Probably go. I think we'll start the broadcast around 8:00. And then we'll go through the first round, so it'll probably go into about like 11:30. 12. I mean, that's the draft, that jump carry on. Usually we'll be at Hooters or out of the spot and just watching it and chilling. This time we due to COVID, we in the house.
Hooters is here. That's your own words, Harold.
That's it, dog. That's it. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. We on TikTok. Go ahead, TikTok with us. Other Side of Sports. On TikTok. And shout out to Where's Buffy podcast. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man. Shout out to Lance J Radio, Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to Sports Reality Jeremy John and the crew. And we'll see you Thursday. We out.
All right.